Anish, congratulations. A long and tough game against women's world champion Ju Wenjun. Let's maybe start from the end. The 4 versus 3 pawns rook ending. What was your evaluation of that at the start?
Well, I sort of learned kind of more, recently in general that these kind of things where it's like between winning and a draw, it's usually a draw, objectively, in chess. Like it seems that rook end games, even the very hard ones, unless obviously lost, are usually drawn. So I was assuming this is a draw. That's why I was even wondering. I mean, she could have given the rook for the bishop right away, but I was even wondering, I kind of saw the rook ending coming. I thought maybe it's smart to try to hide the bishop away from the rook, which is so weird to do because bishop is worth more than a rook normally. But I was thinking maybe practically I should keep that bishop, but I couldn't resist. I mean, she also wasn't giving the rook, so I thought, okay, maybe she will not give the rook. But because she gave it, then we got this endgame. Okay, one thing is that I did got her in. Like, you need few fake zugzwangs to win this position. So first fake zugzwang was when I played rook d7. This was actually a fake zugzwang with rook on e8, because now the trick is if she sort of is a little bit in that zugzwang, because if she moves the rook from e8, I have rook e7 maybe, and then okay, it's a different thing, e4, e3, and so on. If she keeps the rook on e8, if she plays king g2, I have h5, and if she plays king h4 is just a move that you don't want to make, but maybe she should make king h4 actually. I think she should probably just play king h4, rook d1, king h3. But you need a few of those fake zugzwangs to get chances, and I thought it was even a draw. I mean, I saw this, okay, when I went h5, I realized there's this g5, then I have this intermezzo to get the rook on f3, and then I realized that she has this rook e8 idea, which I think is drawing, because I thought that my only try is what I did. I found, by accident, a great attempt in the end, because I bring my rook to f8 to smoke out her rook from the 8th rank. Then she... So then, first of all, she can now play king f2 because of g6. If I play king g8, king f7 with rook on f8, she has rook e6, rook g6. That's, I think, is a draw, and to g5. So my only try is king g8. Not even king g8. This move, rook a8. That was actually brilliant. Suddenly I realized it's not the same, because now I want to go check attack on g3 and then rook f3, and I get what I want from the start. And then she made a waiting move and she lost. But I think she had to go rook b7 there. And then the point is that if I go check rook a3, she has f6, rook g3, king h2, rook h3, king g2. I think this position is a draw, because she goes fg afterwards, and it will be draw. And after rook b7, if I try king g8, she has, I think, f6, gf, rook b5. That's one way to draw, at least, I think. Wait, this is not sure. Yeah, I think that's probably a draw. Yeah, also.
Rook ending, is that tough?
Yeah. Yes, I thought that was... Yeah, I think that's the draw. Also, she has some move. Rook d6. Yeah, no, I think that's just f6.
What's going through your mind?
No, I saw some draw, but I think this is just f6 gf. This is not the draw I saw, though. I saw another draw. But anyway, I think it was draw. Was not draw?
Maybe at the start, and then after that, even for the engine, it's tough to make up its mind, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the engine, it should, like, if it says, like, minus 1.57, it means it's a draw, I guess, because it should say minus 100 if it's lost. So...
but practically speaking, did you feel you had good chances?
At that point, not really, because there is very little going on already. So it's not like I can play this position. It's just a matter of finding a last resource for either of us. I think this was just draw. But once I got rook to f3, I collected the f-pawn, and there is a position in chess where you have this doubled. You have extra, and more than extra. We have 2 extra pawns on one wing, and it's a draw. But I think this is not the one. But there's something extremely similar, like maybe h2 pawn against this, or something extremely similar is a draw. So I was really terrified that it would be that, because nobody knows it. So I'm sure she doesn't know, but she might just sort of nobody knows this. I heard it recently, like it's completely obscure draw. But I think this one is lost. I think this is just a lost one, yeah, because I have all kinds of ideas, like I win the game, but also some h4 ideas and so on. Well, it was a little bit tricky in the end though, because you should not get some positions, because when like you have sometimes many g pawns, it's also draw, so like it's a bit tricky. But I think this one was winning. But yeah, it was it was surely a very eventful game, and she had all sorts of resources, and I was very lucky in the end.
Were you happy to even get to that endgame with an extra pawn? Did you feel under pressure in the game, in the middle game up to that point?
Yeah, I started to improvise a little bit in that position. I know the position very well. I played against back row with white. Actually, I sort of introduced this setup, and I realized that she was preparing it for the tournament in general, not against me, because it would be a bit strange against me to play the setup I introduced. But anyway, it's an interesting setup. It's like a reverse King's Indian, and yes, I had a bit the details vague, and I started to improvise a little bit, and I think I got a bad version. Somehow I underestimated knight c4 followed by knight e3 without taking, which is obviously the way to go, but I don't know why I underestimated it. And then knight comes to d5, and I wasted tempo back with queen d8. It feels very, very bad for black. It feels very, very wrong, but maybe king h1 is already solved, because after knight a5 I sort of have something to hope for. I mean, if I trade the knight from d5, I'm doing very fine. So it's not like I have something strategic. It's just that my position feels very off at that moment. And I think this exchange that she collected, was very happy at first. And then I was a little less happy, because I realized that probably it's just a draw, sort of. And okay, yeah, I mean, before the game I was hoping, of course, for more, given that she's the lowest rated by far here. So I was sort of okay with the draw, because I didn't like my opening, but she started playing very ambitiously, and okay. Then at some point I think I was already better, but I missed some trick where when I gave the b pawn, I was going for the knight to e3, of course, but then there's some move rook to d2, which is very, very strong. Not knight d2, because there I have some trick, but rook d2, and then my rook on d6 is hanging, and it would never be hanging in any other line, so this was sort of very unfortunate. And then queen e3, I was kind of happy with this endgame, but then I was realizing that black cannot really be better. I mean, objectively, like, it has to be draw. The margin is enormous. And the way she played, of course, she didn't play the best way, certainly, because I'm getting better and better, but it has to be a draw all the way. And yeah, I mean, I was kind of getting happier and happier until I realized that probably it's a draw anyway, even when I get everything. Though, of course, when she has this pawn on g4, it's like a very tricky position already, because it's a very unusual pawn structure. You don't want to hold this way with white. And yeah, I mean, I thought she had the rook endgame kind of under control, because she played well at first, but yeah, it was just tough.
The longest game by far of round one. Tomorrow you play your good friend Vidit. Is that a special game?
Why?
Because you two have a lot of banter or bromance, should I say?
I have very few friends. I have almost no friends. Maybe after tomorrow I'll have no friends at all. Let's hope for that.
That's the plan. You want to beat him?
I mean, I won't reveal my cards. But given that I'm white, it would be maybe a little bit. Well, I won't reveal my cards. Maybe I just want to draw.
We'll see tomorrow. Anish, congrats.
Certainly don't want to lose.
Anish, congrats again on today, and good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you.